What's up, everybody? Welcome to the ESL Go4Evolve Sunday Cup number 10. Thank you all so much for waiting. We're really sorry about that delay. Some things got a little bit messed up, and apparently some teams have already started playing, so let's actually jump into those games as soon as possible. But first, welcome, James Spot. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Dan. How are you doing this fine Mother's Day?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I am ready to cast some Evolve after that long wait. I just want to jump into a game. Looks like we've got a loading screen right now. Oh, and the game just finished. Well, that was game number 2. Wow, I was not expecting it to go like that. Let me get them muted here, and let's see. It looks like I think Legendary.
Was that a restart, or?
Looks like that was actually a game. Let's see if we can jump into the other side. So this is going to be Averse and Taw playing, in fact. And let's see what we can get here. Here we go. Alright, I'm going to mute them real quick, and I'm actually going to send them a quick message to see if they're ready. Alright, just let them know that we are ready whenever they are. Sorry about that super quick intro, guys. The brackets populated after we waited 30 minutes almost. And these two teams were actually seeded against each other previously in the original bracket, so they had actually already played their first 2 games. So let's talk about them actually a little bit, James Bot, while we wait for the next game to start, I think. I'm talking to them right now.
And so I think Averse has a new monster this week. Is that what I've been hearing?
Well, yeah, so Legendary is playing their monster, and Aurora Symphony, formerly a monster player, is actually playing Assault for them. So we have Aurora Symphony and Legendary both playing on the same team together. Both streamers on Twitch TV, both pretty big streamers actually in the Evolve community, and they're both playing on the same team right now. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them play together and seeing how they do.
Yeah, definitely. I was just playing with Aurora, and he was helping me learn the ins and outs of Assault. And actually, Chromo knows how that turned out when we were playing, just going into the community matchmaking and seeing who we got. So it was quite a fun time.
And it looks like right now the score is 2-0. Legendary, I think, prepping for this game right now.
Favor of Averse?
In favor of Averse, yeah. Yeah, so if they win one more in this best of 5, they will actually advance to the next round. The next round, if they win, they will be playing against Epex Black, who has a bye in the first round due to now proper placement with their seeding. Epex Black ranked 3rd overall. In fact, let's see if we can pull up the brackets real quick.
Yeah, they've won the last 2 weeks in a row, and I believe they came in 3rd or 4th place the week prior. So Epex Black has been doing a really good job these last few weeks, so it'll be interesting to see this matchup play out in the round of 8. Definitely won't be an easy win for either team.
No, it won't be. This will be an amazing battle if Averse manages to take out Taw here today and advance to place against Epex. I think that is going to be one of the hype matches of today's cup, and that will only be the quarterfinals, in fact.
Yeah, it can only get better. And one thing I'm going to be looking for now that Aurora's playing Assault is how he can put that pressure on the monster. So playing monster for so long, he kind of gets the mentality of the monster, and how a lot of times the monster wants to create space between the Assault and the monster, not necessarily focus the damage, but just create space. So if you're a Goliath, you can a lot of times charge, like you wait up at the top of a cliff, you wait for the Assault to come up because you know he's going to try to put pressure on you, and then you do a quick charge and push him off. So it'll be interesting to see if Aurora can kind of be a more effective Assault now that he has played that monster and really understands the decision-making process that the monsters have to make inside of domes.
Well, I have to say, I don't remember if we were practice casting together or if I was just watching solo earlier this week, but I did see Aurora playing Assault, and I didn't think he could play Hunter that well. I was impressed. I mean, really impressed.
Well, I mean, it really does. I mean, regardless of what position you play, and whether you play monster or hunter, you wanna hop in and play all of these classes, all of these characters, so you really have an inherent core understanding of how the abilities work. And so when you're getting into a game and you're going against 4 hunters, you just want to know what are all their abilities, what are they good at, what are they going to try to do to me, and then on the flip side, if you're a hunter, you want to understand, like, how is this monster going to play out? If he picks these abilities, how do I need to change my play? So, you know, you've seen a lot of times now with Goliaths picking 3 leap, 3 flame. Like, that's what Girth has been doing. And so when you have those specific abilities, you want to be able to respond and change your play style as a team around those abilities.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the marks of a good team, is being able to adapt to the build of the monster and the situation of any given map or any given matchup.
And especially speaking of adapting, T4 has been out for a couple weeks now. So these teams are going to have to start adapting to the new hunters. Last week we saw people pull out Sunny.
I think they will. Yeah, and Legendary just messaged me on Steam and said, you will see a surprise. So I don't think he's going to play Goliath. Let's see. Looks like we are on the pick screen right now. Let's see what he's going to choose.
I already see it, Torvald, and that's making me pretty excited. So
yeah, Torvald, Sunny. Oh,
okay.
I guess the surprise was tier 4. Okay. Oh, he didn't lock it in, though.
Okay, so maybe he's trying to play us. But yeah, you see that Torvald here is the T4 Assault, and Sunny is the T4 Support. So last week we saw Sunny being played, and Sunny really known for having that shield drone, which is kind of like Hank, but the shield drone, you have to position it, and it has a health bar, essentially. So the monster can kill it before it can shield, but also that boost gun, where you can put it on anybody and allow them to shoot off in any direction, really, and a lot of times just straight up to get out of that monster's path.
All right, and here we are, starting this match right now on Medlab. We have, for Team Averse, in fact, we have Legendary as the monster player, the Goliath, and Team Taw, the Art of Warfare, a large gaming community focused on many different games, in fact. This being their second week in the ESL Sunday Cups, in fact. Let's cover them right now. On Assault, we have Tharmak playing Torvald. On Medic, we have Admiral Snackbar playing Kyra. I love that name.
That is great.
For Support, we have V-Dub playing Sunny. And on Trapper, we have Meldiddy playing Griffin. Now, with 2 games down already, they're really going to have to pull something out on this map. They're going to have to do something special. And, you know, we can see already Legendary taking the high ground on this map. Where they are right now is actually at higher elevation than the rest of the map. And once the hunters reach him, he's going to get somewhere high and use the additional distance jumping down low to possibly dodge a dome on them. What do you think they can do to switch things up this match?
Really, it just comes down to the positioning, and then good communication between all the hunters. So you see there that the hunter, or he actually kind of thought that they were going to expect him to jump down that side of the map. He just pulled a 180. And really what you want is to be able to not really commit, but just kind of surround that monster and get in a position where you can do the damage or do that chip damage, but at the same time not commit too much to where he can just run away.
Wow, the sneak pounce on Assault right there, and Trapper comes in from the other side, knocks him off and locks him down.
Yeah, so really doing a good job of being unpredictable at this point. You know, you would expect, like you said, to see that just run straight south, but you can see he's actually heading back up the hill more, or up towards that hill to maybe now make those jumps and create even more distance. You see the hunters are in kind of a not so great position to get that dome, and also the dome's on cooldown right now. So he is in a good spot right now in terms of being able to run.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny, he's actually just staying in this upper area right here. He may try and sneak around now, and as we can see on the western side of the map, he may try and get over to the eastern side, which is pretty food heavy, and is also a great spot to evolve as well. And it looks like that's what he's doing.
Yeah,
he
really
jumps at the last minute,
play.
though, and they do see him. But I think he will have no problems getting the distance that he needs.
Yeah, very effective utilization of the sneak there. So he knew that Griffin's sensors were down, and he knew where the hunters were, and really selecting the sneak right there bought him enough time to really get all of that ground gained before the hunters had time to react.
We can see Trapper planting a sound spike right there. That way the next time Legendary tries this, it should be able to pick him up even when sneaking underneath this building here.
Yeah, so he's making a very good utilization of the sneak here. It'll be interesting to see how he plays this, whether he tries to juke the hunters right here, or if he's just going to try to get in the back to do more feeding, or it looks like he might be heading up north.
Yeah, I don't know if they saw him there, but they definitely heard him, and they do see him now. Boosted by Sunny. Griffin going for that dome. He does throw the dome. Is Legendary going to dodge it? No. This is a stage 1 dome on Legendary.
Yeah, he doesn't have full shields either, but he does have this cliff face to work with, which is pretty big. And also, you can see that mammoth bird there. Wouldn't be surprised to see him kill it and either eat it now or come back to it later to get shields up after he's been taking a little bit of damage.
Tharmac, the assault player, boosted in by Sunny, and Legendary just transitions to the other side of the dome almost instantly. So what he's looking to do here is he's going to try and avoid taking as much damage as possible here, rather than actually taking the fight to the hunters. The stage 1 Goliath is very, very weak and can easily be destroyed by a 4-man hunter team.
Yeah, so you can see here he's probably going to go eat that mammoth bird that he killed earlier. Good decision, and as we like to say, he's in full damage mitigation mode. Working with these loops and these cliff faces and all these different elevations to just run away from these hunters as long as possible. So the dome location definitely working out for Legendary.
Absolutely. And it looks like he will try and continue to escape these hunters. Yep, that dome is out. He did a great job timing out that dome there. And definitely really not a good place for hunters to dome there.
Yeah, for sure. You really will need to have excellent positioning, almost like the 4 corners where anywhere he goes around those loops, you can shoot him. But with that, all those different elevations and the multiple loops, it didn't seem like any kind of positioning would have helped him out there. But and just for note, the domes last 60 seconds. So when you are a monster, and as soon as you get domed, you can bring up the time and see. Okay, I'm at 3:25. I know that I just have to survive till 4:25, and then I can get out of here. So. A good job by Legendary. Now it looks like he's going stage 2.
He is going to take it now. And how far away are they? 48 meters out. Trapper only has the gun right there. He does not have his dome ready.
You can see Torvald really making use of those mortars and just doing a lot of damage. Looks like Griffin trying to keep him down just so Torvald can hit him with those mortars even more. And you can see that leap smash rock throw and 1 flame. So before we've seen Girthzilla, he likes to run stage 2, 3 flame, 3 leap smash, but now we're going to be able to see a Goliath come in with that rock play.
They're doing a really good job against Legendary here. This is a stage 2 dome. No armor here. They do have to get rid of that sloth, though. Meanwhile, Assault distracted by the sloth, and Goliath going on the rest of the team. But he's just going to back off now.
So he missed that rock, which when you're playing stage 2 like this with no shields, you really have to hit all your abilities. And you can see him taking out that shield drone right there. So if he can get people low, and awesome rock, he hits it. We'll see if he'll be able to get him down. He has only 1 point into flame, so it's not going to be doing too much damage. He needs to hit these abilities very badly. He's spreading the damage out just a bit too much, but really if he can get 1 good rock, he might be able to take him down. That shield drone mitigating a lot of damage. Griffin getting healed up, but he's getting low again. If he can get a couple power attacks, you can see him barely missing that power attack because of the boost gun by Sunny, but he hits with that rock. Now he's going to go in and try to finish off this Trapper, get the mark, get the dome down, and get out of here. Oh, but really
he misses the leap smash into rock throw right now. Great dodge by Meldedy right there with that rock throw, preventing another down. And they've got Legendary down below 50% permanent health. He cannot regenerate that health.
Yeah, so you could see T4 coming into play right there with Torvald catching Legendary on the Evolve, being able to pump some good damage into him with those mortars shooting out of his hand. And then you could see there, Sunny's shield bot was protecting Griffin and doing a pretty good job mitigating damage. And then on top of that, once that shield was out, she was using that boost gun to allow him to get out of the way of Legendary's path. So you can see him even being able to stay on top of Legendary, not letting him run, because all that distance that Legendary's getting, well, Sunny's got this boost gun to make sure that Griffin doesn't fall behind.
Yeah, and you know, this is the first time we've had the opportunity to cast Taw, and they're looking pretty good against Legendary. I'm looking forward to seeing how they do going forward.
Yeah, I mean, with a performance this strong, they could very easily take this round and make it 2-1. And you can see here that
this is the second Stage 2 Dome on Legendary of all Monster players. And once again, he has no armor. They could actually finish him here if he's not careful.
Yeah, I think that he wanted this dome location. If you remember, this is pretty much the exact same dome as Stage 1. So you can see how much cover he has to work with here. So
yep. He has what we like to call an infinity loop, right? Where a monster can just run around 2 pillars in a figure 8, kind of that infinity symbol, and just infinitely time out this dome, avoiding nearly all damage. Meldiddy, though, the Trapper doing a great job locking him down. Oh, he may get the Trapper down here. Meldiddy gonna go down, sneak pounce, rock throw should finish him, and he is down, and the dome goes down at the same time.
So what we saw there was Legendary knew that he could not stay in that dome. He knew that that dome was gonna kill him. He had no food in there to work with, and so really his only option is getting the Trapper down, because the Trapper is the hunter that throws that mobile arena, that dome that we see. The dome lasts for 60 seconds, and if the Trapper goes down, it doesn't matter how much time is left on that dome. As soon as you get the Trapper down, the dome comes down as well. So Legendary knew he needed to get out of there and get out of there fast, and so that decision to focus the Trapper was really a great decision, and he was able to execute it well and probably, you know, extend this game and potentially be able to get Stage 3 and, you know, still have a shot at victory.
Yeah, and that is what he needs to do right now to have a shot at victory. He needs to get that Stage 3. When he hits Stage 3, he will gain an additional 50% health over what his current maximum is. And that will be huge. He will also be a lot more powerful with 3 more points to spend on his abilities, allowing him to dish out that much more damage on this Hunter team.
So you can see that
dome comes down. I don't know if he missed it there.
He might, he's
trapped.
So I wouldn't be surprised to just see him sit here and wait out the time, because the
here's the interesting thing: AOE abilities can frequently go through a dome wall.
Yeah, I think we'll have to wait and see if he is in a position where the AOE abilities are hitting him. If he is getting hit,
he'll be forced into the dome.
Yeah, but if he isn't getting hit, then he really, you know, he's got time. It's not getting down to crunch time. And he knows as soon as that's going to come down, he'll have the ability to just jump downhill. And you can see he does decide to come in, and he's going to be focusing the Trapper, who already has a mark. And if he can get that rock, you can see him making use of the tumble. Does he hit that power attack? It doesn't look like it, so you can see he's trying to run back to his team, the Trapper. But this Flame, even though he has 1 point, might be able to take him down. The shield bot mitigating that damage. We'll probably see the boost gun coming in, trying to get him out of that line of sight. But you can see all of these hunters are taking damage, and shield bot coming into play. You can see Legendary not liking that. He's going to be taking out that shield bot and trying to get right back on the Trapper so he can take him out, get him that second mark, and that second mark would be devastating to this team. So great dodge there. Sunny allowing that Hunter, allowing that Trapper to boost straight upwards, and Legendary is just going to take that and run. He's going to just take what health he has, try to get down south, and be able to get his Eat On and get that evolve. He is so close, but that was really great use of Sunny's abilities right there.
Yeah, that was great play from Taw's part right there. Didn't manage to do any permanent damage to Legendary, but that was one of the worst possible spots to have a monster domed in right there. And so not taking any more permanent strikes on their Hunter team was the best thing they could have hoped for, really, I think, in that situation. And they pulled that off.
Yeah, I mean, it was really a solid show. That was an exciting dome from both standpoints.
What matters now is how well they can keep up with Legendary. Will they catch him when he evolves? That Stage 3 evolve is going to be coming out any moment now. He does have what he needs to advance to Stage 3. All he needs to do is find a safe spot to evolve.
Yeah, and that's going to be quite the challenge, just because of Sunny coming in here, and you see all those sound spikes kind of blocking him.
Sneaking now. I think Trapper's going to see him, and they throw the dome. He does land the harpoon. Legendary is harpooned in another dome.
So what we're probably going to see here is Legendary's really going to try to take out this Trapper.
Yep.
You can see him coming right on.
Legendary comes in. Once again, rock throw onto Meldiddy as shrapnel hits him. Not that much. Auto attacks onto the team here. He's looking for a target. He's looking for a focus. Leap smash onto Admiral Snack Bar. The medic switches it up. And back to Tharmac. No, rock throw onto Snack Bar. So he's going for the medic. He wants that medic down. If he takes the medic out, he could actually finish the team right here. Medic down. They have to get a res off. if he can actually distract the res, no, they get it. They get it. They are back in the fight.
Yep, so he's taking out this shield drone. He really needs to take the trapper out. He needs to get this trapper down so he, if he gets that second mark, it'll be devastating. He'll be able to pretty much kill the trapper at will. But 2, he needs to get out of this dome with some health left to be able to evolve.
Yep, Flame Breath now unmelded. If the trapper goes down, the dome will go down.
Oh!
And he does hit by that rock throw, and Legendary is going to leap away as fast as he can. He took a little bit of additional permanent damage there, but not too much. I think that was a worthwhile engagement for him, considering the situation.
Absolutely, absolutely. He got a mark on the medic and also has 2 marks on the trapper now. So that trap, he's basically Legendary is going to be able to get out of any dome at will, which is it's very, very important, especially if you're playing Goliath. And also one thing I want to point out that Legendary has been doing a great job of that you won't see every monster do, and that's utilize that tumble mechanic. Every so often, I think it's every 3rd swing, the monster gets this ability to do a power attack, and you can kind of see that red swipe come into play. And if you hit the hunter with those, 1, it does more damage, but 2, it kind of knocks them and stuns them for a little bit. And you saw him combo that up with that heavy attack, followed up by the rock, which resulted in a takedown of that trapper. So yeah. Legendary's been doing that all game, and I encourage you to watch for that and really practice it if you are a monster, because right there, that was the difference between him probably getting beat right there, as Averse getting a mark on the trapper and the medic and being able to survive and fight another day.
And you can see Torvald here staying at a distance, firing those mortars, trying to get some hits, and they weren't able to get on him during the evolve. Dome comes down. He did dodge that dome, though. Yep, oh, this is bad for Team Taw. This is a Stage 3 Legendary monster. Able to escape a dome now and possibly get armored up, and he doesn't care. He's going to go right in, goes right on Melded. Shielded, though, at the last second by Sunny's shield drone. He does go down to that heavy smash attack.
Great awareness by Legendary there. He knew that the whole team wasn't there, and with 2 strikes, like we saw, you know, he really just had his way with the trapper. You know, once you have those 2 strikes, you have to be playing very conservatively, because before, you know, he could get rezzed up, he could get back up, you know.
Oh,
but
no.
Now once you have those 2 marks.
Medic caught by the Tyrant right there. Medic gonna go down to auto attacks on the Tyrant. Rock throw onto V-Dub, the support, the Sunny player. Barely hits him. Legendary jumps in with that Flame Blast, though. And you can see him pop that cloak. He's on fire and invisible. Unfortunately, able to be seen because he's burning.
Yep, we've got 2 strikes on Kyra now, so it'll be interesting. Yeah, you see Legendary. He still has a little bit of shields left, so really he just got a mark for free again. Unfortunate for Taw with that Tyrant being there and them not being able to call that out and see that before it was too late. But Legendary just doing a solid job, and you know, Taw has been playing really, really well in addition, so I can't really fault both teams, but Legendary just pulling out some really clutch plays.
Yeah, rock throw onto Thormac there. He's going to advance on the rest of the team. Look at that. Admiral Snack Bar goes down almost right away, and Legendary backs off to continue feeding and gaining armor.
Yep, he's probably going to try to go in and finish these players off. He's got
40 seconds left.
Yep.
Yeah, he could do it. Leap smash on a Thormac. Hit, then the shield comes out. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. Assault does have a personal shield. He does pop that, but that will go down in just a few moments, and I think Legendary has more than enough health to handle what's left in the remaining 22 seconds.
Yeah, but
V-Dub running away now.
Yeah, we're going to see here, he probably realizes that he's just going to go on the relay or try to get food, because when the last player up is support, you know that they've got that personal cloak. You can see.
Which we can see right now,
right here. So if you decide to chase them, a lot of times you'd be wasting your time. So what Legendary is going to do is he's going to get on the relay and try to force the support out. So we're going to see the support have to come and shoot Legendary off the relay, and as soon as he does that, Legendary is going to be able to go out and find exactly where he is and get all that damage on the relay.
Yep, and it does distract Legendary. Legendary is off the relay now. Comes in, V-Dub. Oh no, and an Armadon there as well. What is Legendary going to do? He's just going to avoid it, go right for V-Dub.
Yeah,
I don't believe that cloak is off yet. Now, keep in mind, he did time out the dropship. That's all he needed to do. And as soon as V-Dub goes down here, if Legendary stays in and kills him, it will start another 2-minute drop ship timer, a little bit early this time. But I think Legendary is just going to get the down and go... Oh, no.
So we are also getting close to the time, you know? So
Yeah,
doesn't have full shields here, so these hunters they're not out of it yet. If they can push him off the relay and have him have to go and waste time getting food and shields, they might be able to time it out.
Rock throw onto Snack Bar. Snack Bar with 2 strikes. Gonna go down in a second here. Leap Smash almost takes him down. I think he's gonna go down to Fire. Fire does take him out, and a pounce onto Tharmac to support V-Dub. Or pounce onto Tharmac, the Assault. I'm sorry, V-Dub, the only one left alive. Dodges that Leap Smash, though, caught by the Fire. Looks like V-Dub will be the first one to drop here out of the 2 remaining.
V-Dub doing a great job of roaching that corner, but oh, what a clutch pounce by Legendary. Now it looks like only Torvald is left, and he's going to eat a rock potentially. No, great dodge to extend the fight, and the Leap Smash. But even though those were great dodges, it's not enough, and Legendary takes it, game 3, and they will be moving on into the round of 8.
Moving on into the quarterfinals versus Epex Black. Great play by both teams right there. I'm glad that we got to cast Taw today, actually. Unfortunately, they are out of the tournament, but I think with another week of practice, they're going to be a really strong team.
Yeah, I mean, even though they lost that match, it could have gone either way, you know, just a little bit more training, you know, and being able to play monsters at a higher level, and that could have easily gone either way. Taw had really solid performances in those domes and really some clutch plays, but Legendary just had a lot of map awareness and was able to get some marks for free that we saw, and some being able to get on those hunters and some pretty clutch moments. So Legendary, he played that really smart, and he was very, very clutch, because had he missed a rock, and like there were 2 situations where if he had missed that rock, he could have lost. So got to give props to Legendary for playing clutch, and even though he was under all of that pressure, being able to make those plays and allow his team to move on. So awesome job, Legendary.
Yeah, great play there. Just letting Team Averse know we will be sticking with them for the next series. It will be Team Averse versus Epex Black. They should be setting that up right now, just waiting for confirmation. So for those who aren't aware, for those who are first tuning in, what players actually do in these tournaments is they actually have to set up their picks behind the scenes before the game actually starts. So when we're on the screen where the players are picking their hunters and monsters, they have actually already done that. They've done it behind the scenes, and they have a certain pick and ban order. The way it works is the hunters actually select medic and trapper first. The monster then chooses his monster, and the hunter team then follows it up with a support and an assault pick. And so those are all preset. They do not select their perks behind the scenes, though. They do that, they do that at the same time that they're on the screen. So the other team doesn't know what perk is being selected, but they do know what they will be up against.
And those perks can make all the difference. You know, I had the opportunity to play with some of the top players recently, and they've been experimenting with these different metas, different comps, and really, I don't want to give anything out or give any strategies away, but what I did see was very interesting. You know, them utilizing perks that really I hadn't seen anybody use. Now that T4 is enabled and you've got all these new abilities in the game, you know, when you think about what Sunny's good at and what other hunters are good at, and then you add that whole new layer of tier 4, and then you can revisit these perks, you know, like reload speed, jump height, damage resistance, damage increase. There's many perks, and what we've been seeing lately is people just sticking to their meat and potatoes kind of perks and not so much exploring what others are out there. But really what I saw with some of these teams experimenting was really interesting, and it was really fun to play. I got to play or participate in it, and really I'm very interested to see if we see some of these new metas kind of surface this week, or if people are still a little bit hesitant to try it in the competitive environment.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Do you want to talk about it at all?
I mean, yeah, we could a little bit, just because, you know, there's a difference between, you know, knowing about it and also executing it properly.
Right,
but
absolutely.
Like, when you think about, like, jump height ability, there's monsters, like, if you can utilize jump height effectively, before you would be like, jump height, it's, you know, what am I going to do with that? I have to give up so much. But, you know, if you pair that with Sunny's gun, and then you use it with some other hunters that are particularly valuable if they can live long enough, then it really opens up a whole new way of playing and a whole new meta. And maybe it's not a permanent strategy, maybe it's not your go-to, but it is definitely like a card that you can play. Like if you're either struggling and you're not able to figure out how to beat a monster, you can try that comp, and maybe it'll work. You know, it's kind of just being able to surprise somebody and being able to come and approach the match with a whole new style of play that could potentially put the monster on tilt. And maybe, you know, you can either get a game and then go back to your meat and potatoes, or just stick with it. But Evolve is a really cool game in that sense, that you've got all these different kind of abilities and hunters and ways to play the game, even with the same comp. And what we see from a lot of the top teams is them being able to practice and uncover the best way to utilize all those abilities. So yeah, it'll just be really exciting to see if any new metas surface. I know that they're out there. I know teams are practicing them. It's just, when are they going to let them be in prime time?
Right, exactly. You know, how long is it going to take for these teams to actually feel comfortable using some of these other hunters, which maybe haven't seen so much play in tournaments yet?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
All right, just waiting here for the teams to finish setting up. I believe, I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was the team captain of Averse was saying, yeah, it was the team captain of Averse saying that they are doing the map picks and bans. So actually, let's talk about that for a minute. As well as picking hunters and monsters behind the scenes, they also pick and ban maps. Each team goes back and forth, banning one map. Then the other team, then they ban another map. So 4 maps in total banned between both sides, leaving 3 maps from the total pool remaining. And those are the 3 maps that they play on. They play 1 round both sides in the first map, 1 round both sides in the second map, and then in a best of 5, if it goes to a tiebreaker, they play that 3rd map. So we're just waiting to see what is selected. Let me send them a message and ask them to tell me once they're done. That way we know what maps are being played.
Awesome. And each map really favoring kind of different sides. You know, there's definitely those maps that are hunter favored, maps that are monster favored. But even on those, you know, it doesn't necessarily guarantee a win. Even if it's a monster sided map, hunters can still take it down. You see it all the time. It's really just how well that team is playing at that particular game and how well they're making decisions. You know, because one bad decision can result in potentially a lost round. But we see that these top teams, these teams that participate, are very consistent. And also, I want to take this moment as a reminder: it's Mother's Day, everybody. Like,
yeah.
Call your moms.
Let your moms know. Let your moms know that you love them and that you don't love Twitch chat more than them.
Yep. I don't think anyone could say that, right? Maybe you, Aegis, because you're just so dedicated.
Oh, no,
but,
I couldn't say that. That would be horrible. Yeah. That would be absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
I do love Twitch chat, though.
Yeah, we do, for sure. Awesome. They are awesome. But, yeah, make sure you call your moms, tell them thanks. I know my mom, when I was younger, she was letting me play video games all the time, and I really appreciate that. You know, now being able to take part in these awesome weekend streams. And so, yeah, everybody just remember to do that. It's very important.
Yeah, you always have to show your mom some love, especially on Mother's Day.
So, Epex Black and Averse just getting set up here. It will be in the round of 8.
Now, I don't see any other teams having updated brackets yet. Let's see here. Just going to refresh again real quick. We can see if anything else has developed. Nothing yet. We may hop into Survivors of Sheer while waiting. Let me see if I can send one of them a message. Yeah, just sending them a quick message just to see how they're doing. We may just jump into those games.
Okay.
And then, of course, get back to Averse versus Epex Black. I'm sure that that's one of the matchups that everybody wants to see today. I know I do. That's one of my prime matchups here.
Heck yeah. I am definitely excited as well. I think we're going to have a lot of really great matchups.
All right, let's see. Looks like, no, I'm looking at old Steam messages that I had missed before.
So we did see, just to know, we did see 2 Tier 4 hunters. Torvald, we didn't see him much last week, if at all, but you saw that he was pretty valuable, being able to use those mortars and punish Legendary for evolving too close. But I'm interested to see if any other Tier 4 makes its way out here.
Let's see. I don't think that we'll see Crow. And
so,
no, I don't think we'll see Slim either, now that I think about it. I don't think we'll see either one of them today. I know, just from talking to a lot of teams, and actually from playing a bunch of games with them, I don't think most of them practiced enough with the other two hunters, and or they just simply don't feel comfortable enough using them yet. You know, they're not as straightforward or as obviously good. You know, Sunny is obviously a very, very good support, and Torvald is obviously a very, very good assault. And that's why I think they are the first two out of the new pack that we're seeing being used.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, you know, Sunny is just so strong. You know, it's undeniable. Crow has his places, you know, but like you said, a lot of people probably just not using what they know. And if you're really good at Griffin and Maggie, and you know, it doesn't make so much sense to try a running change like that just yet. But I have a lot of fun playing Crow. But that being said, I'm not a top level trapper. You can ask anybody I play with. So, but it is fun because if, you know, the monster escapes with like hardly any life and he has full shields, you being Crow, you can still take him out with a few good snipes, because, you know, you with Crow's sniper rifle, when you charge it up, it shoots through the shields. Like it will take it will take health damage regardless of how much shields the monster has. So it's a pretty, I have a lot of fun playing Crow. Again, I don't know how viable he is at these top levels, but I have a lot of fun.
I love playing Crow too.
And Gobi, is Gobi not awesome?
Gobi is the best. Gobi is 100 times better than Daisy, right?
Well, you know, I don't want to.
No, maybe not 100.
I don't want to get into playing favorites here, you know, but yes, Gobi is pretty awesome. And if I had a Gobi, he would be sitting on my shoulder pretty much at all times.
All right, still no updates. Survivors of Sheer, though, did just let me know that they won 3-0.
Oh, wow.
So they will be advancing to the round of 8. Yeah, the quarterfinals, the round of 8, beating out FE Phoenix, and they will play the winner of Ninja Penguins versus Sheer Jackanapes.
That sounds like a good matchup, either one. Ninjas or Jackalopes? I mean, which would you rather face?
Jackanapes, actually.
Jackanapes. Yes.
I don't even know what that is.
I think it might be a relative to the jackalope, but I'm not sure. I'm not a scientist in that field, so.
Something similar, yeah. Let me just message the teams one last time. If they're not ready to go within like 30 seconds, we'll just cut to a short 2 or 3 minute break while they get things set up, and then we'll be right back.
You know that we've got some really good infographics that we can bring up that are really, I mean, are helpful for anyone. I might even make one my background on my computer just so I can get that information programmed into my brain. You guys will see what we're talking about later if we can bring those up.
Yeah, we'll have those up in just a few minutes, I think. Okay, Girthzilla actually letting me know that the brackets did just update, so they will be ready in just a moment. We're gonna cut to like a short 2 minute break while they do their while they finish up their picks and bans in the background. Won't take too long, folks. I know that both teams want to get this next series of games on, so it shouldn't be very, very long at all. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. We'll be back in just a moment.
I'm
Alright guys, thanks for waiting. Quick update for you. Stage 3 is 3-0 over El Perros Grande. So they will be advancing to the quarterfinals against Eyes on You. And we will be back in just a moment with Team Averse versus Epex Black. Stay tuned. Alright, welcome back everybody. The picks are in, and we do have the map choices in. The teams are assembled in the lobby. First up for the picks, we have Distillery, Fusion Plant, and then Medlab. What do you think about Fusion Plant, James Spot? I was under the impression that almost every team hated that map as hunters.
Well, they might have just taken for granted that the other team would ban them, maybe.
Yeah, that could be. Let me actually jump into the game real quick and get them all muted. Now, I'm excited for this. So we have Girthzilla, the monster player for Epex Black, playing against the Hunters of Averse in the first game, and then we'll jump over to Legendaries games immediately after that against the Hunter team of Epex, led by Epex Nightmare. But we get to see Aurora Symphony. We have not seen Aurora Symphony in an ESL in, I think in about a month, actually.
Yeah, quite some time. You know, previous DTR player coming back on a new team, facing Epex Black, which has won the last two weeks in a row and came in 3rd or 4th place the week prior. So Epex Black it's going to be quite a challenge, but Aurora does have that experience of competing at these high levels, and he's on a solid team. So I wouldn't be ready to say either team is going to have an easy victory at this point.
Yeah, this is going to be one of the best fights that we've seen yet in an ESL. These are two of, well, I think one of the top teams and the other team, Averse, of which has the potential to become one of the best teams in the tournament scene right now. Team Averse, mostly comprised on their Hunter side of players from, I believe it's Taiwan, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, though. But it is on the far eastern mainland. I do know that. Aurora Symphony is a North American player from the U.S., but currently living in Japan and playing with them.
Yeah, and so you can see, I wonder if it's just going to be a pretty solid cookie-cutter team here. You
Whoa,
can see,
no, this is not cookie-cutter. We have Girthzilla, Epex Haidnu. He actually, he did send me the proper pronunciation for his name. Let me make sure I said it right. Yes, it is Haidnu. Epex Haidnu, playing a Kraken instead of Goliath. In every single ESL we've seen, the past 9 ESLs, Haidnu has always played Goliath. under the name Girthzilla. He did just change his name today.
Yeah, so
very interesting choice. I am looking forward to seeing what he can do on Kraken. I don't know that he's had all that much practice with Kraken, but we could very well be wrong here. Let's jump right into the game. And here we go. The game is on. Heidnu taking off to, oh, he's going to circle around. Interesting. I was going to say he's taking off north to the caves like most monsters do, but he's actually cutting the other way. And this is interesting. I've seen a few other really good monster players do this. Aurora Symphony, in fact, has done this before. This is not the normal pathing that good monsters take, but it's still perfectly viable. And if he plays it right, he could actually avoid being seen by the Hunter team. Let's cover them real quick. For Team Averse, we have Aurora Symphony on Assault playing Markov. We have Laren on Medic playing Kyra. We have Gone Alone on Support playing Hank. And for Trapper, we have Shin playing Griffin.
Yeah, so I think the pathing here, you know, there's just the inevitability of having to mix it up. Now, if everybody did the same thing every time, then what's the point of doing it? They'll just know exactly where he is. So probably, you know, just a little bit of trying to mix it up here. But we'll see the Hunters are onto him quickly, and we'll see how he gets out of this situation.
And he triggers the birds, unfortunately, so they are going to come right for him. Aurora Symphony now climbing these rocks here. Ah, there we go. Camera a little bit messed up there. Heidnu now. Gonna have to duck right by Shin and avoid that dome. He does throw out the vortex, so that will knock Shin back. And he's going to escape under the tree cover, I think.
And you can see his evolve meter is very close to being filled out. So as long as he can get that filled up, either get an evolve or dodge that dome, he'd be in a pretty good spot here.
And it will be finished right here. All he needs to do now is find the perfect place to actually pull off an evolve. He goes right on Shin, though, with a vortex, and then backs up right away.
You can see that he had a little hang up there, but he might either decide to head up north and get ready to head south again and try to make the most out of those traversals and get enough distance to evolve, or he might be just heading up to try to find a nice cave to evolve in.
And yeah, he is going to take off north to the caves. And here we go, Aurora Symphony in hot pursuit. He is the closest Hunter to Heidnu right now, laying those mines as he goes to either kill off wildlife or potentially do a little bit of damage to Heidnu on his run back. Looks like he should be taking that evolve any moment. Yep, right in that favorite spot of almost every single Hunter. And look at how close Shin is now. 90 meters, he might make it.
It'll be interesting to see if they do trap him in here.
He's got to throw it now. He's got to throw it now if he wants to get him. He does. So we do have the dome, and I don't think he's going to escape. He does not escape.
So it is Aftershock, so these Hunters have to be very careful. Like we've seen before, cave fights.
Oh no, he did.
With Krakens. Okay,
he did escape. We couldn't actually shift the camera. But he did manage to actually cut right across the edge of the dome right there.
Yeah, so what you have to be careful, though, we've seen it go both ways. When you're fighting an Aftershock Kraken in a cave, it can be very difficult because then it only allows you two different ways to escape. But it looks like he's trying to take the fight right here.
Yeah, why not? He had almost full armor, stage 2. It's a good spot for a Kraken to go in, but man, they made short work of his armor right there. He does drop the Aftershock. Gone Alone may go down.
Yeah, so you could see he decided to make that engagement because he knew that he'd be able to get away.
Oh no, Aftershock on Laren, but the shield comes out and does save him. Gone Alone now, sneak pounced. The lightning gun, though, look at how much damage he's doing to him right now with the lightning gun. Plus the harpoons of Griffin to lock him back. Gone Alone down to a sliver of health. Climbs up the ledge right there, but the vortex does finish him while Aurora Symphony on Assault is in hot pursuit. Heidnu now advancing on Laren, the medic. Laren doing his best to escape. Half this team is low in health, and the dome comes down.
Yes, this is a good situation for if you're the Hunters right here, because you can see right now, oh, that Aftershock doing a ton of damage, though, so this could change very quickly.
Yeah, Laren needs to be careful here. Gone Alone was revived there, and the shield on Laren will keep him alive through that Aftershock.
Oh, this is such a commitment from Girthzilla, but it looks like, you know, it just was a lot of work for one mark. So I'm a bit hesitant at this point to say this is a good dome for the monster.
Oh, this is a terrible situation for him to be in, but I mean, he still potentially can take it back. Aurora Symphony, though, just wailing away on him with that lightning gun.
Yeah, so you can see him backed into a corner right now. He needs this dome to come down right now. But it looks like
this is going to be it right here. They're going to finish him off in a single dome. Wow.
Wow. One dome full, 100% to nothing. So that was a great performance. There was a few moments in there where it could have been really bad for the Hunters when he hit that aftershock on both the Trapper and the Medic, bringing him down to very, very low. But he got that mark down on Hank. So let's think about why he decided to take that fight. He just got a stage 2, and he knew that the Hunters didn't have a dome. So in his mind, he's thinking, okay, they don't have a dome. I want to take this opportunity to fight as much as I want, because I know as soon as I have to, I can dip out, I can leave. But what happened was he ended up committing for a little bit too long. He got that mark on Hank and got a little bit greedy and wanted to try to finish the fight right there. And unfortunately for him, it just didn't work out that way. But you can understand the decision-making process of the monster. You know, if you've dodged that first dome and you've got some time, really, you know, if you can poke them and you can get a free mark, you definitely want to do that. But what we saw there was just a little bit too long of a commitment, and that's why, you know, they were able to get the dome. The dome came back off of cooldown. They threw it and really just put him down after that. So solid play. There's a lot of pressure being put out by the Aftershock Kraken, but solid play from Averse taking that first game.
Yeah, great play from Averse. Let's actually check in with Legendary and see how he's doing. I think we can just jump right into his game. And let's jump in right now. All right, we'll just pull this one up real quick here. All right, we will jump right back. Hold on one second. All right, I guess we will stick with the Hunter side.
And we'll just have to keep
note they may not be ready to go yet. I'm actually going to send them a quick message. Hold on one second.
But, you know, until that dome, though, Gertzilla, under his new tag, was able to get away quite easily. I mean, he was doing a good job of creating distance. I mean, being able to get that stage 2 and be able to run away without getting domed in those caves, it was a solid play. You know, it's just he thought he had an opening, and I mean, he did have an opening. It's just Averse was able to avoid that pressure that he was able to put out at stage 2, and they were able to just get a hold of the game. Even though they had Hank down, they were able to get back in control and really just do a massive amount of punishment. You know, 100% of a monster's health in a dome is something you don't see very often unless it's stage 1. But even then, you know, it's pretty rare to see, because it requires that the monster be going full out the whole time as well.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. It requires the monster to be going out full time, full out the entire time.
Yeah, so somebody is saying my audio is a bit low, so I'll try to turn that up.
Yeah, I do have you up as high as you can go on my end.
All right, I can change that, no problem. So it looks like we might be seeing the same comp.
Yeah, it looks like it is going to be the same thing. Oh, no, Haidnu going back to Goliath.
Subscribing to the "If it ain't broke, don't fix it."
Yeah, so Haidnu going with what he feels most comfortable with.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Haidnu, previously known as Gertzilla, the Goliath who's been, you know, we've seen in these past few weeks. I would not be surprised to see him go that 3 leap smash, 3 flame breath at stage 2.
Sorry about that. All right, and this will be round 2 of Epex Haidnu, the monster player, for Team Epex versus Team Averse.
Yep, Averse doing a good job at taking that first game. We'll have to stay subscribed to how Averse's monster is doing. But definitely a solid start, taking one game off the defending champs for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and you know, I think he will have an advantage on this map for two reasons. One, he's much more comfortable playing Goliath, right? You know, he has countless hours logged on Goliath, and that's where he definitely shows himself to be the strongest. But more than that, we were talking about this earlier, this map right here, Fusion Plant, is hated by most Hunter teams. It feels to be a very monster-dominant map, primarily because of the massive gorge in the center of the map.
That's a good point. You can see he's almost got his evolve meter maxed out though, so and he's got a lot of distance on these hunters, so it's a good start so far. You can see the wildlife taking a bite out of their trapper.
Yeah, Shin actually caught by some wildlife right there, but not going to slow him down too much, and he's going to stay right on Haidenu's tail. Poon right in the back, going to lock him down.
So you can see him just running by that sloth. That sloth is going to probably give the hunters a little bit of trouble, but as long as you got some jetpack, it's not too hard to get away from the sloth. But, you know, getting stuck in between a sloth and a wall when you've got no jetpack is not fun.
All right, and Haidenu now going to go to the far side of the jungle here. Oh, was he trying to get up there? I think he may have been trying to get up there to evolve. That's actually a sneaky little spot for monsters to evolve. Makes it very, very hard for a Hunter team to dish out damage while they're evolving. But now I think he's just going to play it safe and cross that gorge that we were talking about.
Yeah, it's the aptly named Pit of Death by many players. If you fall down there, it's tough to get out of, because yeah, you've got a tyrant down there, and you've just got, it's just so deep and such high walls that, you know, even a lot of jetpack is not going to save you. If a monster gets down on you down there, plus the water in the center of it, it is not a fun place to be.
Wow, this is an interesting evolve spot right here. He's evolving right in the middle of the relay building, and this is going to be a definite dome. Yeah, it's already coming out. He's not even out of the cocoon yet, and the dome is already down.
Yeah, I wonder if that was calculated. So you can see, yep, there it is. The 3 leap smash, 3 flames. So we'll see how Averse handles this pressure. What we've seen in the past is these teams not been able to respond to that. And you can already see that Hank is getting really low, and Hank doesn't have any way to really mitigate damage other than getting an invisibility off or a cloak. And you can see he does get it up, but he's on fire. And yes, he goes down. But Girth has lost half of his health here, and Hank can get back up very quickly if Kyra can heal him just a little bit. But
all right, switches it up to the medic now. Leap smash. He misses Laren, though. Laren trapped down below on the waterfall. I don't think Laren can get out of this. But Aurora Symphony, look at how much damage he's doing to Haidenu here. The shield comes out from support at the last minute. Not enough to actually save the medic, though. And leap smashes in tight spaces like this are very, very dangerous for a Hunter team.
Getting revived, and they're doing so much damage. So for just 2 marks on these Hunters, as long as they don't get 2 marks stacked on one Hunter, this was totally worth it. This is great. You know, Kyra and Hank, both very critical members of the team, but they're going to be able to get this chip damage as he's running away, and also he's just lost so much health. It might just be too much to come back from. So if they can catch him again in another Stage 2 dome, before he gets full shields, they could take the second game.
Yeah, they definitely could. He does not have enough health. He could potentially go down to wildlife here if he's not careful.
Yeah, he does have to be careful. He does get those shields, so he is able to take on wildlife now without having to fear for losing the game to a rogue mammoth bird. But you can see that they're staying very close behind him. Kyra launching in those napalm grenades, and Girth or Haidenu is just running for his life at this point. If he's got to avoid another dome. If he doesn't get full shields and he gets domed, it's going to be very, very difficult for him to get out of that dome alive.
All right, and Haidenu got to be real sneaky now. He's going to sneak right by Aurora. Aurora doesn't see him, wow. But Laren guarding the exit there. Laren, the medic player, will see him. Haidenu may actually try and take Laren out. I don't know if that's the right move, though. Shin, the trapper, coming in right here with the dome already out. 30 meters. He might throw it now.
Wow, yeah, if that leap smash had hit, that could have been a different story, but a great job by Kyra getting away from that leap smash.
And here he is. He gets away again.
Yeah, so he needs to, at this point, he's just trying to duck out and get stage 3 because he needs that help. But,
oh,
wow,
they domed him.
Dome.
This could be it right here. Dome comes down at the last minute. We could be looking at Epex Hydenu's final game in this tournament right now.
Yeah, really, Hydenu's going to want to get down Kyra and Hank as fast as possible and try to get command over this game, but then you've got to worry about Aurora Symphony pumping damage, and look at how fast his shields are going down that orbital, just knocking him off of this Hunter team. These Hunters are going to be able to get back up to full health, and Haidu almost has no shields and no health to work with, so you can just see him trying to run anywhere he can, but if these Hunters get up on this high ground, there's really nowhere he can hide right here.
Yeah, he's got nowhere to go right now. This is a great dome for the Hunters.
Yeah, very impressive play here. He's going to have to work some wizardry to get out of this alive. He's got at least 30 more seconds left. You can see Aurora doing a good job of baiting out that ability on himself because he still has that personal shield, so any damage done on the assault is just a lost cause, especially when the assault's at full health. And you can see him just pumping so much damage into him, just a little bit more chip damage, and he will be going down. It looks like he is able to get away.
Those harpoons continually locking him down, though. If they get one more harpoon, it could be enough. Could be enough for the assault to dish out significant damage and finish him.
Yeah, Markov
even Shin switching to the submachine gun now. You know, a Mammoth Bird will take him out now. A single Mammoth Bird will take Hyde out of this game.
He's going to have to find a Steamodon or something and just make sure he doesn't get hit by any wildlife. It does have a little bit of natural armor regen that comes out, but you can see even that little bit of shields he's just working. Oh, the Mammoth Bird took down the shields, and the Mammoth Bird could take him out right here.
He has no health. He literally has no health. He just has armor.
It looks like he's got 1 pixel. That's all he has.
1 pixel of health. I'm not even sure what number that equates to.
Yeah, Daisy growling at him would take him out at that point. But you can see, yep, him working Sloth Alley. The Sloth taking a chunk out and him dodging these mines. Yeah, this is definitely a panic. And you can see the Hunters not chasing directly. They're doing a good job. I wonder if we bring up the mini-map, you can see them heading right down the middle of the map. Yeah, you see that 2 Hunter split right down the middle, and then you've got that other group of 2 making sure he doesn't double back. So that group of 2 Hunters in the middle will be able to respond whether he does double back and take the fight of the 2 in Sloth Alley or decides
gone alone, spots him at the last minute.
Yeah, so he's doing a good job cutting right back through the center of the map, jumping over the pit, and a good traversal there, eating up the rest of what he has with this Mammoth Bird, and he might still be in it. I mean, it's still not over. A stage 3 Goliath is definitely incredibly scary, especially with a Leap Smash 3 Flame combo followed up by 3 Rock. It can definitely mess you up. So he's going to try to get some distance, but he can't get caught evolving at all. Like, he can't be seen evolve at all. Like, if they sneak up to him, I mean, it's almost impossible to evolve without taking any damage, and he's not going to have enough health really to do much. So you can see they're very close.
Aurora Symphony's going to get some damage in here, I think. Actually, he may not get up in time. He'll get a couple clipping shots in here, but it may be enough to finish him. The dome is down. This looks to be Hydenu's final stand. Orbital behind him, though, doesn't deal out any damage, but Hyde just doesn't have enough left. Symphony with that lightning gun on him strong, and it looks like they're going to finish him right here. Averse takes game number 2 off of Hyde. Wow.
Wow. Great play. Great play by the Averse Hunters. I mean, that's really the first team we've seen in a couple weeks that's been able to respond to that 3 Leap Smash, 3 Flame. Really, you know, you saw that Hyde was able to get those marks, like even in those fights that they did do so much damage. He got the mark. He got the mark on Hank, which is what he wanted. But they just had so much punishment that he had to just back out. Like after that first dome, where Hyde got his first mark, they just output so much damage that Hyde was not able to stay in and fight and finish off and get those other marks. They did a great job of making sure that as soon as somebody went down, they were positioned well enough to where the 2 other hunters could be doing damage and dodging the monster, while the 3rd hunter was out reviving the down hunter. So really solid job, very good fundamentals, very good positioning and damage play. But and got to give props to Haidnu though, because he still was able to get those marks. It's just that the hunters were able to punish him for sticking around and getting those marks.
Yeah, and you know, I've heard a lot of stories about how good Team Averse is. This is the first time we've had the opportunity to cast them. We've tried to cast them for the past 2 weeks, ever since they first started playing. And every single time it just didn't work out, but now with Aurora Symphony on their team, they're looking to be even stronger than they have in the past. You know, and they also have Legendary as well.
Yeah, so I wondered if Legendary was able to take a game, because if he was able to beat the Epex Hunters, which we also know are a very, very solid Hunter team, we could be in for an upset in the round of 8.
Yeah, you're right. And so let's take a look at the brackets now. So if Epex Black is eliminated, what other top teams are going to be left? We do have Eyes on You versus Stage 3. And Team Sith, who has won a Go4Evolve Sunday Cup before, they will still be in it as well versus the winners of Epex White or Natural Selection. No winner decided there yet either.
Yeah, I mean, just really top-level plays from these teams. I mean, Averse, Epex, I'm excited to see even Sith, all these teams coming in and playing. And now, with each week that we move into these tournaments, we see people's play getting more polished and more polished and more polished. So we're definitely in for a very exciting tournament from this point out. I mean, if Epex goes out in the round of 8, I don't even remember the last time that's happened. They've always been in those top 4 or even top 2 teams since as long as I can remember.
So quick update on the score. It looks like Legendary actually did lose his first game against Epex Black, meaning that the score is now 2-1. We're waiting for Legendary's second game to start. And if he loses that one, it will go into a tiebreaker round with Epex Black actually having side choice, giving them the advantage.
Yeah, and you know, if Legendary is not able to get that win and the Epex Black Hunters take it, they'll most likely pick that Hunter side. So Legendary is going to have to come out big for his team here. But the Averse Hunter squad taking out the monster that was bringing a lot of victories for these past 2 weeks, the Averse squad taking him out for the first 2 games, they did their part. So it's just going to be up to Legendary to bring this one home.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what he can do. We're just getting set up for that next match now. Give us just a moment, folks, and we will be right back. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are live again, and we are going right into game number 4 of Averse versus Epex Black. Currently, Averse leads 2-1, and if Epex Black is able to clinch a win here, we're going to go to a tiebreaker, James. I think I have you unmuted. Are you there?
Yeah, I gotta kind of turn my mic on, huh?
I was gonna say, I wasn't even hearing audio noise. Let's jump right into the game here.
Yeah, so we can see here that they did pick 2 Tier 4 players, Torvald and Sunny. Definitely the most popular Tier 4 hunters that we've seen thus far. So they took 1 game off Legendary first, the first round. So we'll see if they're able to take a second. And then I would not be surprised to see them, Epex, pick the Hunter lineup to go against Legendary for the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I think you're right. If they did manage to take a win off him in the first game, and if they take a win off him here and go to a tiebreaker, then absolutely it would be the smarter choice to have the Hunter team play again in the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody in chat has had the opportunity to play Torvald, but you know, I mean, it is pretty tough to hit these mortars. I mean, and there's a couple strategies to it. One, you try to hit them, the mortars, when they're on their downfall. So you've got to aim ahead, or you've got to understand where the monster is going to be, and then shoot the mortars. Otherwise, you know, you can shoot them and get right up in the monster's face. So on their way up, they hit the monster. Either way, it's not easy. It takes a lot of practice, and I'm not the best at it, but it is quite fun when you're hitting mortars all day, because the damage output is pretty insane.
Yeah, Torvald's mortars are amazingly powerful. All right, and here we have the monster player for Team Averse, Legendary. The man, the Goliath, the legend. Right here, kind of unsuccessfully climbing
that tree.
Yeah.
You gotta climb the tree instead of the ledge. So.
Yeah, getting some quick feed on here. He's got to get some distance on this Hunter team, though. And switching over to the Hunters right now, we have Torvald as the assault player being played by Epex Wardoom. We have Akath on medic playing Kyra. For support, we have Nightmare playing Sunny. Man, I love Sunny. And for Trapper, we actually have Elevate Led, former member of Team Elevate, currently not playing in the ESL Sunday Cups, actually subbing in as a Trapper player.
Well, it must have been working out, because they were able to take game 1. And yes, I would agree with your statement. I love Sunny a lot. I don't like playing Sunny so much in these intense matches. I just like being able to have my life saved by Sunny. You know, when you're Sunny, you don't have yourself to save your life when it comes to the boost.
And they've got Legendary in a dome. Stage 1 dome, wow. And this I think is actually a really bad spot for a monster in a Stage 1 dome. There is that point right there where he nailed the leap smash, and you can consistently get shots in on hunters right there, but everywhere else is just terrible for a monster player.
Yeah, you're going to see him wanting to just save up his traversals. You actually get more jumps when you're in combat, so Legendary will be getting a lot of jumps here, and he's going to use those jumps to go from one side of this dome to the other. And you can see him hiding also behind the Sloth and trying to jump in and put out some pressure, and the Sloth being able to come in and do a little bit of damage as well. And the shield drone not doing too much there. He was able to get some damage in on Griffin, but really all Legendary wants to do is just mitigate damage. The full damage mitigation mode.
Full damage mitigation mode. That's right. That is the name of the game right now. Legendary actually doing a great job mitigating that damage in this dome.
Yep.
He's got 2 bars of armor left. That harpoon, though, locks him in place at the end of that traversal.
And
great
the double
timing.
mammoth bird. Did you see that? There were 2 mammoth birds right there who just, you know, were pissed, and they were able to hit him twice. So that harpoon was actually pretty effective, and they actually took a little bit of permanent health off as well as finishing off what little shields he had left. So that was kind of unfortunate and a little bit comical.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. In fact, the mammoth birds were the only ones that actually managed to do permanent damage to him.
Yeah. So if the mammoth birds are looking for a team, I mean, me and Dan, we're also looking. Maybe we could team up, compete in the next Go4Evolve Cup.
Black Aegis, James Bot, and 2 mammoth birds.
I love it. Okay, so 3 rock throw and 3 leap smash. So this is as a common build we've seen people going into rock, but what we've seen is that that Legendary is really going to have to hit those rocks, and rock can be so devastating. But at the same time, you know, if the assault is on his game, there is a strategy to try to mitigate what that rock can do by having that assault jump in and take that rock in what has been dubbed the rock block. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, we'll have to see what he can pull off here. Looks like he's going to ascend the rocks here just for a little bit of additional distance gained from that elevated jump right there.
Yep, and so the very smart play, really good understanding of how the game works and how to make the most out of traversals there. Is jumping off like the skyscraper, getting tons and tons of distance, and the hunters are lagging behind by quite some distance.
Yeah, and back to Sloth Alley for Legendary. 90 meters away from Legendary, though.
Yeah, so he's going to be able to continue this, and you see them all deciding to follow direct. What we saw the Averse Hunter team do in that situation was have 2 go up mid and 2 go up Sloth Alley, but you can see where that play is differing here with Epex's team, where they decide to stay in a group, just stay up as all 4 together.
And once again, triggering birds, though. You know, these are one of the few times, I think, when you really don't want to trigger birds as a monster. Sure, the hunters have a pretty good idea of where you are, but it's in places like this that you can potentially pull off a juke. But if you're triggering birds, you really don't have much of a choice to actually pull off a juke. You just have to continue running and making things obvious until you get into a better situation.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see where Legendary is going to want to take this fight, because you do have that kind of pool over there where the Tyrant lives, and that is an awful spot to fight as a hunter. Like, if you get in that water, you can't shoot your gun, you can't really do anything.
Looks like the fight's coming in here. They did call down the dome, so this will be a battle. Legendary advances onto the trapper and then backs off again.
Yeah, so we saw there that he didn't get the opening that he wanted. He did manage to do damage to the assault, but really what Legendary understands is that even though he focuses that assault, the assault will be able to do that personal shield and reduce any damage, and it would just be a waste of time almost for him. So you can see he really wants to get a good opening on another hunter, but you can see again doing damage on the assault, which is not the ideal target.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure what he's doing. Legendary normally fights at stage 2. I guess he just really doesn't feel comfortable here. I think he wants to save as much health as possible for one stage 3 fight and try to finish off the whole team at stage 3.
Yeah, you can see the group there, that grouping, but they were able to recover from it very well with that Medic's 4 ability, which is a healing cloud. Then as well as Kyra being able to shoot those healing grenades that do AoE healing. It just looks like he's trying to just save as much permanent health as possible. Maybe what we didn't see in game 1 was they were able to take him down on a stage 2 fight, so he might be just trying to get to stage 3. And really, even though he did lose a little bit of permanent health, it is quite a successful match so far for Legendary, as he's able to continually... Oh no!
Wow.
Fell, but
great harpoon.
Yeah, and those... Wow, and yeah, those mortars almost doing a lot more damage, but still, it's good. And you can see him just jumping so far over that pit. If he can finish off feeding and get stage 3 with this much health, I would be very, very happy if I was Legendary.
Yeah, he still does have a commanding lead on this Hunter team, I think.
Yeah, and that also could have been a situation where, you know, maybe he is willing to fight stage 2. It's just that dome wasn't it wasn't ideal for him going all in. You know, maybe he just thought the terrain was not to his favor.
With this much health, he can easily turn any dome around in his favor. He just needs to be able to stay in and focus the right targets.
And you saw there, one thing that we can see even in observer mode is when, oh my gosh,
wow,
so close.
Another dome.
Yeah, but he does have a decent amount of shields
for Legendary.
here. If he can get a good opening, then maybe he can work with it. So yeah, he does take out that shield drone with a leap smash. So now Sunny is pretty hurt. So if he can get on Sunny, and you can see him getting some bonus shields right there. If he can get on Sunny, he might be able to take her out. She needs to get another drone up. She does get one up, but immediately taken out by that leap smash. And now Legendary is on top, and oh, barely misses that rock. Now he's forced to focus another Hunter. Sunny, if he can find her and get back on her, he might be able to take her down and get that mark. But just doing a good job of spreading damage everywhere. Still has about a third of his permanent health up, or his shields up. And now he's just going to try to take out that drone. It wasn't happening, so now focusing again on the Hunters.
Yeah, he needs to focus a target, and he's not focusing a target right now, and these Hunters are making short work of his armor. With the way things are going, oh, he does get a little bit back there. With the way things are going, though, oh, Wardoom caught out of position. He does pop his personal assault shield, though, and that will save him. Legendary backing off once again.
Yeah, so what we saw there was Legendary getting caught.
No. Oh, Wardoom in a Tyrant right here. He could go down if he's not careful.
This is awesome. This is awesome for Legendary, because what just happened is he was able to get a lot of time for him to sneak off and evolve into stage 3. So because Wardoom got stuck in that Tyrant right there, all the Hunters had to stick around and help get him out, and just allowing for so much more distance to happen. And now we're going to see Legendary get a stage 3 here and have a lot of distance on these Hunters. But although Sunny being a part of this team doesn't mean that they won't be able to catch up, but still very, very fortunate. And you can see, yeah, they're still many meters out.
And, you know, I think part of the problem is that Legendary is just not used to playing against Torvald. Look at those long-range mortars coming down. Didn't quite hit him, though. And I think that's why Legendary is not focusing down one target, and that's not good. Even at stage 3, where a monster is more powerful than the Hunters, he needs to be able to focus a target, or this Hunter team will utterly dominate him.
Yeah, I think really what we've been seeing Legendary do was just try to keep the Hunters off of him, you know, and so not necessarily focusing one player, trying to get him down, but just trying to create some dissonance among the team to where they're not able to pump out a ton of damage. So we've seen Legendary be able to do that successfully, and now he's got stage 3 with about 75% of his health or more. So it will be interesting to see how Legendary changes his play, and if he's able to do what you're saying, which is focus down one particular Hunter and start getting these marks, or maybe even, you know, take out the whole team before the dropship can come back.
Now this is where things get rough for Legendary, actually. Fighting inside of this building right here, or even outside of it on the pillars that we're looking at right there, is actually very, very rough for a monster player.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely tough. So we'll have to see how he responds, but it's not something that he's seen this strategy before, and there are counters to it. What we'll probably see is him try to hit a rock on top of it, knock these Hunters off, and then use his power attacks to prevent them from using their jetpack to get up. But we'll see how he's able to execute that, because yes, it can be very difficult for a monster and put them on tilt if they're not able to respond to that strategy.
You see, great placement on the shield drone right there. It does go down to fire, though, so it will need to be replaced. And he goes right on lead. He wants to take Elevate lead out right away. Oh, the smash on ACAT knocks the medic off the high ground. But once again, look, he's not focusing a target. Yeah, and the dome comes down. and he has yet to start to focus someone. He's not sure what to do. Rock throw onto Nightmare. Surprising rock throw right there. I wouldn't have expected it to go on Nightmare. It's like Legendary just can't decide.
Yeah, it's a tough area to fight, especially, you know, if you're a Goliath and you're, you know, like for Kraken it's a little bit easier because you have that ability to fly.
Rock throw onto lead right there. The boost will get him out of the way. He is going to dodge the leap smash, but the fire breath is going to continue to hit him. Will Akath be able to keep him up? Oh, he slipped right there. I think he will. Rock throw. He had lead down, and he switched targets again.
Yeah, he's trying to keep that damage spread so that he'll be able to get a mark on somebody. And you can see him focusing Kyra. If he can get Kyra down, he'll be easily able to get those marks. And that rock not doing any damage.
Nobody.
Oh,
and the leap smash as well. This actually could be a double down right here. Lead on a sliver of life, burning to death. He's got the medic down.
Yes, he's got all these players down. He just needs to prevent the res. You can see he's doing that, getting on Torvald, and he knows that the Sunny is running at this point, so he's probably just going to finish these players off, get Torvald down, and then it'll be interesting to see whether he tries to chase down Sunny and go for the win, or if he just gets on that relay and forces Sunny to come out and takes her out at that point. So wow, way to turn it around for Legendary and take that difficult situation with these hunters making use of those pillars to be able to turn it around and get marks on all players. He did sacrifice a lot of his life, but you know, with marks on almost every player, it's going to be a lot easier the next time he gets into a fight.
And he goes right on the relay now. This could be it for Epex Black. They could be out of the tournament in their first round. Epex Nightmare, the team captain right here, as Sunny has to do something. He has to get to the high ground. He has to poke his head in one of the openings and start firing on Legendary to take him off that relay.
And he's going to have to survive for 1 minute and 10 seconds afterwards. So you can see Legendary hunting him down and immediately cloaking, which is good. And
great dodge from Nightmare. Yeah, he dodged the fire, and now he's sitting in the water. Legendary has no idea where he is.
So he's going to just get back on the relay and force the support out, but really a
dropship timer in 50 seconds, though.
Yeah, it's a tall order, but he's done it. He's doing a great job so far.
Wow, but great plays from Legendary. Just not long enough. 45 seconds left. He's going to have to juke for 40 seconds. Can Nightmare do it? He just got sneak pounced. And that's it.
That is it. Wow, Averse with the upset, taking it 3-1 against the defending champs, Epex Black. An exciting game we saw there. Wow, really solid job by Legendary. And that was quite the fight. It could have gone either way. Very, very impressive.
Yeah, that was insane. For the longest time, Epex was so dominating in that matchup, and it looked like Legendary just didn't quite know what to do against a Torvald. You know what it is? Like, when you're playing against a Torvald, anytime you focus someone, you're always in danger of having them drop mortars on the person that you're focusing, meaning that you as a monster player take a ton of damage, and I think that's what was messing with Legendary's head there. That's why he couldn't decide who to focus.
Yep, and I think his strategy, it really paid off just trying to get away, and I really wish we could have seen what happened in that first game, because maybe this playstyle was a response to what happened in game 1 for him. So really a solid job. They were able to pump a lot of damage out, but once he was able to get that first mark on Griffin and get the dome down, he knew he was in a great situation. And really, because he spread that damage out so much, it just happened so fast. You know, he was able to get mark number 1 and mark number 2 just so quickly because he spread that damage out. But it's always a risk, you know, if you spread that damage out, that you might not be able to get any marks at all. But it did pay off, and Legendary clutching it for his team. Averse getting that 3rd game in this best of 5, allowing them to move on and having that round of 8 upset against Epex Black.
All right, and just getting an update from the other side of the bracket, it looks like Stage 3, I'm going to call him S3 so there's no confusion with the podcast, S3 is currently 1-1 against Eyes on You.
Wow, so
that I wasn't expecting. Stage 3, one of the newer teams in the tournament, they've never made it all that far before, but I know they've been practicing real hard this week. They've got some new members, some great players on their team, and it looks like they're holding their own against the #1 team in the tournament right now.
Yeah, we're seeing some great matchups and some teams really stepping up their gameplay, and Averse showing that they are a contender this week. it will be interesting moving forward to see how they perform and if they're able to get to the finals and take it all this week. I mean, with plays like that and with such a solid performance from the Hunter team, you know, they are a very formidable opponent.
All right, we're actually just going to jump into that game right now. This is Eyes on You versus S3, Stage 3. And it is currently tied 1-1. Not sure how far along this game is. I spoke to their monster player, Kexel. He said they are currently playing right now. Actually, I'm sorry. Esoteric is their monster player. Kexel is not playing today. All right, and it looks like Cyril taking the Evolve while getting attacked by a Megamouth here. Oh, we'll wait to put up that scoreboard. Just let me know when that's set. Oh, they're going to get a lot of damage on him, but they're attacking him from behind rather than from the front, which will, in fact, mitigate a lot of their damage. A plant and a Megamouth there. That's not good for Stage 3. Cyril actually looking to be in a strong position as we jump right in on this game.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to escape from that. If you're Hank, you really need to cloak and get out of there as soon as possible. You can see him calling in that orbital to get him some space, so now he's going to need to get healed up by Kyra. He's got almost no health at all.
Yeah, shielded though. Tonic getting shielded by the Hank player, while Hawkish, the Assault, continues to deal out damage with that lightning gun. Arrowing goes down, as well as Tonic. Cyril could take the win right here, in fact. This could be a quick game that we just jumped into.
Yeah, they need to get a res on either Hank or Kyra ASAP, or just take this donut and run.
Pouring the team captain down, and I don't think Hawkish doesn't have time to get that res, and Cyril is not going to take his eyes off him. He says, hey, we've got our team name for a reason.
Yes, it's great performance by Cyril, even us just coming in and checking out the tail end of this game.
Yeah, yeah, great performance right at the end there. So 2-1, I'm actually going to message them and see which side of S3 won. Maybe it was Esoteric who beat their Hunter team. Just waiting for that right here, and let's see, there's Binges. Okay, got the message from Binges. They are about to start. Let's jump right in on that. This is what we like to see, right? Back-to-back Evolve action.
Yep, so as going up 2-1, yeah, and so this could be the deciding game. I really hope to see a Game 5. I'm a little bit selfish and like to see teams lose if they're about to take Game 4, because I love the final matches in series. You can really tell both teams giving everything they have in those Game 5s, which make them a ton of fun to watch. So I always hope that we see Game 5s if possible.
Yeah, Game 5s are always the best, and here we go right now. Wow, Stage 3 Esoteric getting dominated, it looks like, by Eyes on You. Eyes on You, though, actually, they're down a medic. I don't know if I can say dominated.
Yeah, this looks like a very close game right here. It'll be interesting to see whether he's going to go all in and try to take these Hunters out, or run after getting that mark on Kyra. And he also has a mark on the Trapper, so Assault and Hank here able to do some damage, so they could still potentially kill this monster if he's not careful. So interesting to see whether he's going to go for the win or go for shields.
I don't know. Binges and Wibaki left alive. Wibaki, the resident troll on Assault, goes down.
Yep, one orbital, though, is still able to take him out, but definitely the best Hunter alive to survive for the rest of the remainder until the dropship. It's definitely Hank. So if he's got Cloak, they will be able to get this dropship. So it's not the end of the world for the Hunters here. They'll only have they'll have one mark on their Assault and their Medic and their Trapper, but Hank will not have that mark, and Hank is a very critical member in this team and what brings the defensive capabilities to the team. So if he can survive and not take any more damage, it's still a very, very close match, because the Kraken is very low, as you can see.
Interesting. He could actually see Esoteric from there, which means that Esoteric could see him too. Esoteric, though, ignoring it and trying to finish feeding to get to Stage 3.
Yeah, so those Reavers trying to take a bite out of Binges.
And we can see the rest of Eyes on You's Hunter team dropping in just now. They'll be in about 10 seconds, I would say, maybe 15. Coming in 115 meters away, though.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get caught out right here. This would be very bad if he was caught.
Well, Esoteric going to finish off his stage 3 and then try and get the Evolve off safely. And with 150 meters on the closest Hunter, I think he'll be okay.
Definitely, yeah. They're going to all get healed up here. Stage 3, they aren't going to be able to dome him and do damage. They're probably just going to set up on this relay, make sure that they're ready for the fight. But they are getting pretty close.
Yeah, they are going to go in and do what they can, which is only a sliver of health right there.
They'll just push him out. And you can see that they're probably not going to be chasing, probably going to go set up on the relay. Hank might try to drop an orbital. We'll see. Yep, you see the orbital coming in, just trying to deny the eat, but Esoteric has full shields now, and Hank got a little bit out, but they're deciding to take the fight here instead of on the relay, and you can see Mazel getting hit with that lightning strike and getting really low, but Hank bringing it up just outside of the dome, blocking that line of sight, but yes, Finch is able to mitigate some of that damage with that shield, and now they are in a fight to the death here with Esoteric. Kyra taking a ton of damage and going down from that vortex. The cloak just a little bit too late and no shield, but you can see Hank getting the res right here, and it's still doable from this standpoint. Mazel going down though, the dome comes down, giving Esoteric the option to run if he needs to.
Shield on Andros. Andros has got to stay alive here. If Andros goes down, this battle could be over in a heartbeat. Lightning strike, but shielded, and I think he dodged it also. So that shield wasn't even needed, and Eso now forced to back off and get more armor. His health is just far too low to stay in against a full Hunter team without any armor. Even with this many strikes on them, he's got to be very careful.
Yeah, but he's got to be happy with himself. He's got to be happy with himself having 2 marks on the Trapper and 2 marks on the Medic. So now, when the fight starts, if he's getting low, he can easily focus down that Trapper and be able to run. And if he needs if he's ready to bust out damage, if he's able to get Kyra down quickly, that eliminates all of the healing power of the team. So any damage that he does to these Hunters is just so devastating because they're not able to get it back. So he can just chip away at them once the Medic's down. And with 2 strikes, like we've outlined before, you know, once you have those 2 strikes, you can't be rezzed. As soon as your health is gone, you're on the dropship. So your team is not going to be able to play with you. You're out of the fight for a long time.
All right, and eyes on you in that amazing defensive spot versus a stage 3 Kraken. This is such a great spot to fight a Kraken in. It's so hard for the Kraken to move and actually stay on a Hunter team indoors like this. Trying to get Andros, but Griffin's Harpoon locks him down, and that orbital comes out. He's going to back away from the orbital, though. And it looks like he's going to focus Wibaki now. Wibaki, the assault player. No, lightning strike onto Mazel. Misses Mazel. Hits Andros, though. Andros about to go down, pops the burst, and shielded at the last moment. And Eso is forced out of the building yet again.
Yep, but you can see him taking down the Trapper, so now he knows that he can run very easily.
Mazel was eventually hit. Looks like maybe a Banshee Mine hit him.
Yeah, so now the Trapper's down. You can see the dropship timer come up in that upper left-hand corner. And so now Esoteric has the ability to go out, shield up, and come back in and potentially take out Kyra, which will allow him to focus down Hank or Wabaki to get additional marks.
All right, and Eso now sneaking over the top of the building, waiting for that right moment. Lightning strike indoors doesn't hit anyone, though. It's so easy to dodge lightning strikes in there.
Yeah, you could see him, though. If he's able to hit that lightning strike on Kyra, I wouldn't be surprised to see him just try to go in there, even with those low shields. So he was just trying to cherry pick a free strike right there. It didn't work out for him, but he's still in a good position, and he's still got a lot of shields to work with now, and 52 seconds before the dropships comes back and Mazel's allowed to rejoin the fight.
Yeah, this could be it right here. If S3, Stage 3 Esoteric can take the win here, they will tie it up and move on to another tiebreaker game today.
Yeah, so Orbital just trying to buy some time. So what wouldn't work out for Esoteric is if he gets low and then Mazel comes out of the dropship and is able to throw an immediate dome. But yeah, you can see him focusing Kyra and Hank trying to mitigate some of that damage. But if he can knock Hank back, or LOS Hank, he might be able to get this mark on Kyra and just easily start to dwindle down this Hunter team.
Looks like Andros is down. Their medic is down. Esoteric has armor here. This could be it. If he can finish them in just a couple seconds. I don't know if he has enough time, though.
Yeah, Hyde does no longer has this personal shield, I don't believe. So if he's able to take Hyde out here, yes, and he does with
Vortex
that.
Takes him down.
Vortex. Yeah, but you could see, oh no. So you could see that Andros was able to get on that dropship. So although he was able to get those down, now they've got two hunters that aren't completely dead yet. So if Andros and Mazel can get here and res them up before, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But now they still have two hunters up that can try to prolong this game, but it will definitely be very difficult.
It's going to be a mighty long prolong. They're going to have to prolong for, well, let's see. We actually don't have a timer.
Yeah, the timer might not be popping up right now.
It's going to take a second for it to start, so they're going to have to prolong for over 2 minutes.
Yeah, and then it's...
And he goes on Mazel right away. Vortex and auto attacks. Banshee Mine, I think, going to finish Mazel off, and it does. Now to Andros, the medic player for the team. Eyes on you, Andros, going to have to run it out here.
Yeah, neither one of those players had an ability to cloak. So what we see is the support and Lazarus, they do have these cloaks, but when you don't have them, you just got to run out of the smell range of the monster. Like, you've got to run as far as possible. But as we see here, that doesn't always work out because the monster can turn around and at stage 3 attack the relay. So now Andros is going to have to come over here and get him off the relay, but he's got to survive for 1 minute and 20 seconds, which is not likely to happen.
Napalm grenades onto Esoteric, and Andros is going to try and back off. That lightning strike, though, just about going to finish him right there. Vortex, sliver of health, and the pounce finishes him in one hit. We have another tiebreaker.
Yes, 2-2. Wow, what a match, what a match. So it'll be, we just have to wait and see which side that, is it stage 3 or eyes on you, which team gets to pick the tiebreaker, but one of them is going to be able to make that decision whether they want to send out their hunter squad or their monster to play in this final 5th match.
Okay, it looks like, well, let's see. Let me see what they say. I'm going to message stage 3 right now. I believe that they have the choice.
As I believe it's the lower team on the bracket. I'm not sure, but if it is the lower team on the bracket, then it would be stage 3 would get to select.
All right, give me just a moment here. And actually, while we're doing that, why don't we also refresh the brackets and see how the rest of things are going. Okay, so we have Survivors of Sheer and Ninja Penguins. We also have Team Sith and Epex White as well.
Yep, and we know that we have Averse that moved on into the semifinals. Averse taking out Epex Black, the defending champions, and now we'll see if Epex White, if they're able to take the win versus Sith Evolve, they might be able to avenge their comrades in the semifinals going up against Averse.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. And Epex White, they have a whole bunch of new members today, so they may be able to put on a much stronger showing than they have in previous weeks.
Yeah, and I mean, what we've seen here, even this week with Averse taking out Epex Black, it's really anyone's game. It's just you have to be the best going into this particular matchup on this particular day. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past. You just got to show up today and perform as best as you can. And we saw Averse being able to take those first 2 games as the hunters, really allowing them to be in a very good situation moving forward, because we did see that Epex Black's hunter team was able to take a win off of Legendary, but Averse ended up moving on, which was awesome to see. Oh,
okay. So I did not realize that the new rule change had actually went through this week. So it's actually the higher seeded team's choice. This is a new set of tiebreaker rules for the ESL. The higher seeded team gets choice on whether to ban or choose a side. And by ban, I mean they can actually ban either 2 hunters or 1 monster from the tiebreaker. If they choose to ban, and this is eyes on you, they have the choice. If they choose to ban, then stage 3, that's S3, gets to choose what side to play. Now, if eyes on you chooses a side, either hunter or monster, then stage 3 gets to choose what to ban against them.
Yeah, that's interesting. So basically what that's forcing you to do is you've got to hope that your monster is able to play multiple monsters. You know, because if you only play Goliath and they choose to ban Goliath, you're in a very tough situation.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to choose. Let me send a message to Binges.
Yeah, it is definitely an interesting rule set. I also like it. It brings a lot of, it makes you have to really decide and what you're going to do. It's not just, you're not simply given a situation. You have to use some strategy here to decide what you want to do. So I'm excited to see what the decision is by, I
Oh
believe
yeah.
it is,
There's so many mind games that you can actually play here. Like, for example, say Eyes on You chooses to ban. Now, stage 3, they can either choose to play Monster and have to play down one monster. The monster will probably be Kraken. Or they can try and put their Hunter team in. And I can almost guarantee you that Kyra will be banned if they put their Hunter team in.
So you're
So what do you do?
Yeah, you're forced to maybe run a comp that you're not familiar with. So you hope now with these tiebreaker rules, it's I think it's good for the scene because it's going to force teams to have to branch out and have to practice various compositions and even multiple monsters. So we'll definitely be getting variety. We're almost guaranteed variety because yeah, like you're saying, with today's meta, Kyra is so strong, and if you ban Kyra and you ban Hank or Sunny, it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah. Okay. So we do have word right now. It will be on. Let me check here once again. Okay. It will be on Refueling Tower. Esoteric will be the monster player. Eyes on You elected to ban instead of choose side, and they chose to ban Kraken. So Esoteric is going to have to play something else.
So I would not be surprised to see him roll Goliath, and I hope that his Goliath is on on par with some of the other Goliaths we've been seeing. And it'll be interesting to see whether he kind of takes that to 1 flame, 3 leap, and then 2 rock, like we've been seeing some Goliaths go, or if he does go full 2 leap or 3 leap, 3 flame, like we've been seeing in the past. So I'm excited though to see Esoteric play Goliath versus Kraken. We saw how well he was playing Kraken in that last match. We'll see if he's that good with his Goliath.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what he chooses. What if he picks Behemoth? I don't think that would happen.
That would be fun.
It might, though. You never know.
I have seen, like, to be honest, Behemoth has a ton of damage output potential. Like, he can just smash people. But, he's not easy to play, and just the way that he plays is so different from all the other monsters. He just rolls around versus the jumping. And he also has those abilities like creating a wall out of nowhere. There's a lot of really cool stuff you can do with Behemoth, but I think that he's just so different that it kind of scares people on being able to bring him out in these highest levels of play. But I have seen monsters pick Behemoth in matchmaking and also some of these competitive custom games that we play, and really Behemoth can destroy people given the right situation and the right circumstances. He can just really dominate. So. Although I doubt we will see him in this matchup, it's not to say that he might not perform well. It just depends on the play style of the monster playing.
Yeah, it really depends. I'm not sure what other monsters ESO has experience with. I do vaguely remember him playing Wraith frequently in the past, but I don't know if any monster player feels comfortable playing Wraith right now. With the way that the game currently is, I think they're all afraid of Wraith getting punished too hard if they make even the slightest critical mistake for a split second.
Yeah, we've seen that decoy has definitely been minimized quite a bit, used to compared to what it was in the past. So really, if you do pick Wraith, you almost have to not use decoy. I'm sure there are some monsters out there that would disagree, but really, you've got to kind of accept the play style of Wraith of just selective fighting and really getting into opening up the way you want to, and really like pushing out as much DPS as possible, doing as much damage to as many hunters as possible with Warp Blast and Supernova. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what he picks. I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't think it's impossible to do with Wraith. But like you're saying, it's going to be a little bit harder than if he was able to rely on the Kraken play that he is so good at.
All right, here we go. Game is underway. Just jumping in right now. Let me see if any of them told me what the picks are. I don't think they told me what was actually picked, so I guess we're going to be surprised.
I love surprises.
Which is cool. I'm okay with that.